Hey, welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. Dave Ganderel's here. I run a channel that explains different ways to create streams of income. Today we're going to be talking about crypto charts and some possible targets and some patterns that I'm seeing. But there's various topics that I talk about, all ways of generating streams of income. So if you like the content and you want to be notified, please subscribe and click the little bell. Be sure to look underneath the videos in the Show More tab to see some more information, ways to get in touch with me, and other opportunities that I have. And be sure to look at my channel because I put out videos at least once a day. Today I'm trying something new and it looks like it's working pretty good. I'm putting out individual videos for each coin. So normally I kind of group them into 4 and it ends up being a lot longer of a video. And this one was 13 minutes. I hope to keep this one within the 15-minute mark. And let's see if you guys like this a little better. Please comment, like, and share the video. Subscribe. And I look forward to you being a subscriber of my channel. And I hope you take value away from the videos. So with that being said, let's jump into Bitcoin. So let me turn off these this volume so you don't get alerts here. Alright, so I talked about the Cardano chart in my last video today. Now I'm going to go into Bitcoin, show you where we are and where we're going. If you remember, we had a chart pattern here on the 4-hour that created these 2 pitchforks. As you can see, the price action pretty much stuck within this channel. So to clean up the chart, I'm just going to get rid of that. And as you can see, it kind of hesitated a little bit by this price target that we had over here, but then broke through. Now we're on our path to the next one. Now, in addition to here, I kind of mentioned it during my other video, but if you see price action coming out of this a little bit, what you could do is you can add the 1.25 and 1.75 and the 2. And sometimes you can see that it kind of, it respects one of the outer ones. These are kind of like extended ranges. And you can see price came to the median, kind of went away, now it got driven back, and now it's kind of just following the median. And what I want to show you now is, so we hit our price target from this wedge. And now we have another pattern that's showing up on the daily. So we're kind of there. So I'm going to get rid of this pitchfork, but you could always, keep it on your chart if you wish. But I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to actually go up. I'm staying on the 4-hour, and I want to show you another pattern that's showing up here. This one's called a bat, and you draw it from various peaks and pivots. Now, unfortunately, this one's a little bit of a bearish pattern. I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but anything that comes up is going to come down. So again, I'm going to clean up the chart a little bit. I'm going to get rid of some of this old lines that we had drawn here to kind of just free up the chart, and I'm going to turn off the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to just turn off this EMA for now, so we can kind of get a clearer chart here. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take the chart and you're going to draw a Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high. And for the most part, these targets for these patterns are usually, the first one's usually around the 38.2, so you can mark that. And then the next one is 61.8. So these are two areas that you could see this coming down. And the 61.8 and the 32, they're just considered retracements of this overall move. So it shouldn't surprise you too much that after a move, you might see a retracement. Now, I know everyone's talking about it going higher and higher, and that could be the case. And as you can see here, based on this pivot, price target here, if it keeps going up, could be right at this price target that we had, which ends up being almost the peak of the previous over here. So, but just to be real and to just kind of see where things could go in both ways, you could do what we did before. We could throw on some more pitchforks, high to low, previous lows. So you want to start here. Excuse me, let me drink some water. Start from a low, go from X to A. Now, unless it's really spreading out a lot, you don't need these extra ones that I put on here to show you an example. From there, until you get enough price action, a lot of times what you can do is kind of just wiggle this around to see where there's a lot of touch points and kind of see where price is reacting. And this seems pretty good because you got some reactions over here. You got reactions at the median. You got some stuff happening around this one. And up here you can see it kind of respected that line. Now we're going up here. And you could also do the same thing for the other one. You could do X, from D to C. And, you could see possibly price action following this. So if it's going to stay within this upward bound channel, you can still kind of see where price action might, come back down, ride this down a little bit, and still stay within the channel. But, you could see where it could retrace and come back. And these are the targets. Remember, these were our targets. Let's just make this let's make these red since they're negative targets. They're down targets, right? So this is target 1, and then this one could be target 2. So this doesn't mean it's negative, and it doesn't mean that it's not bullish, but this is where, kind of like what we did before, we put some stuff on the charts here and we could see what we could possibly expect. We could see, again, if you go back to Fibonacci retracements from these pivots, if you go from here to here, you could see it retracing. Anything that goes up comes down, so it could retrace down to 52 very easily before it starts going back up. And that's always healthy, right? And, like I said, the price targets we have here are still in effect. Nothing has changed. It's just that you might see some up and downs before we get there. Everything, it's actually healthier if it does that, as opposed to going straight up. Straight up, then you lose all ability of charting because you lose the patterns. Like here, not that it's a guarantee, but we could play probability and we could play, the situation where we couldn't kind of have an idea of where it might go. Now, some may say you might want to do that since right now that's a pivot. And that still plays out okay because it's still touching over here. So this is what I see right now. This is a nice W as well. That already hit that target. If you take the neckline here, it already hit the target, right? So that's out. So now we're kind of like taking a step back and trying to see what the next target is. And like I said, this pattern showed up on the charts. It's called a BAT. Fortunately, there's some negative. Like I said, the targets are a little bit negative from where it is right now. But again, that just you should just consider that part of the retracement process of price action. So what you could do, instead of trying to go short on this, you could just kind of wait for the price action to come back down here, and maybe this might be a good point for you to get in for the next move up, as opposed to getting in here, where it's been up, 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 up. You have a little bit of a retracement, either 32 or 61, which is still 50K. Based at this point, I don't see it going below 50K. But you could wait for it to come down a little bit to get back in. Now, it all depends what you're doing. If you don't have any Bitcoin right now and you're looking to get in for the longer term, then I wouldn't suggest you wait. Now, I wouldn't suggest you to buy, if you were thinking about buying like $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, I also don't suggest you buy all 1,000. You know, break it up into like 5 buys and just kind of build yourself a position. And then from there, on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly or monthly, set aside whatever your budget is and just cost average, just like you do in your 401k. When you get your paycheck, they take out whatever they take and just build a position for yourself over the longer term. Now, if this is just trading, if it's a trading account, then it's not advisable, in my opinion, to get in right now. You want to wait for the retrace. You want to wait, you know, for that dip to get back in. So that's all I gotta really say right now about Bitcoin. Again, this pattern is still in play. I believe the target has not been hit yet. Yeah, so somewhere up in here, just basically back up to this peak. So that's where this is headed right now. And what you can do is that as you know, price action moves, you can consider moving this this pitchfork to kind of reflect, you know, what price action is doing. Right now, I would leave it like this since that pivot seems to be in right now. And again, I'm not a bear, but you gotta just look at the charts and see what the charts are telling you. We might see a little bit of a push down here, down to say 50, 52.5, 52.8, maybe 53. You know, target 32 fib is 52.2. So let's see what happens. So put this on your put this on your chart, watch it, see where, you know, decide where you want to get in for yourself. Maybe, you know, somewhere between, if you're not in on a trade right now, maybe you want to somehow position yourself to buy in, average into a position in this range. Something along those lines. Let's see what happens here. Text. Let's go inside. Let's go yellow. Let's go 20. Let's go bold. So, you know, maybe you wait for price to come down within these two ranges, somewhere between 52 and 50, and you start building a position for yourself for the next move up. Now, if it comes down, if it comes down, let's see here, let me draw, I guess we could draw with this. If it comes down here, you know, maybe it's going to bounce off this pitchfork somewhere maybe right in the middle. And then it'll go, you know, then you can anticipate the next move up, you know, maybe hitting this target over here. So, you know, coming in down here close to 50 and getting out by 58, that's a nice trade. So again, this is just an idea. Let's see how it plays out. I'll leave these on the chart to see if price action got anything close to where I'm thinking here. You know, it's a strong market, so it might only come down to the 32, right? The stronger the trend, the less deeping the depth of the retracement is. And if you can see here, this kind of looks like almost like a mini Elliott wave. You know, where the retracement you might expect the retracement to stay above or stay above this. This might become support now. So somewhere in this area is where I expect possible movement. But you never know, because the stimulus checks are coming out. People are going to get money in the banks and they're going to be depositing it. People that can afford to are going to probably put the money into Bitcoin. That's smart. That's a smart thing to do if you don't need the money, if you're surviving and you're doing okay. It's not a bad way to use your your $1,400 checks that you're going to get. But you got to decide what's good for you. As always, you got to use risk money or money that you don't need to live on day to day, and use that money for speculative and longer term investments. If you have like a 3 to 5 year horizon, you're going to be very happy that you have gotten in. It's going to, Bitcoin this year, they're staying anywhere between 100K and 300K, and within the next cycle, they're saying $1 million coin. So, think about those returns on whatever you buy. At $1 million, are you going to worry about getting in at 55 and 53? Or like, if you don't have any right now, you buying at 55, does it matter that much when it's $1 million? No. So if you don't have any, figure out the right time to get in. If it's trading, wait for the retracement, wait for the trap to be set, and get in down here. But if you have none, you need to figure out a way to start getting in. And again, this is not financial advice. I want to make sure I'm clear with that. These charts, even though I'm putting them out pretty close to real time, they're not considered signals. This is just education about technical analysis and what you can do in terms of putting information on charts and waiting for price action to do what you think it might do, as opposed to you blindly just buying in. So this is just another way of you thinking about the charts and using the idea that Fibonacci always happens, patterns always show up, and things that are linked to psychological thoughts of people, what create these patterns that happen over and over. Everyone's looking for W's, everyone's looking for these patterns, and you could play into that, ride the momentum, get in when you see it happening, and get out maybe a little bit before everyone else. Don't get greedy, and just continue building your account and compounding, and you'll see the growth. Alright guys, this video ended up being a little longer, but not so bad, 17 minutes. I'm going to put this out, and then I'm going to move into another video called for Ethereum, and I'll put that out as well tonight. And I'm not sure if I'll get to Chainlink tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Look underneath the video for details on if you want this charting. There's a link in there. You'll get some money. I'll get some money if you decide to join and upgrade. You can actually use some of this for free, so you don't necessarily have to pay. You can start using it and getting used to it and see the value of it, and then decide if you want to upgrade. In the long term, the amount of value that this charting system will give you, you'll make so much money by being able to do this stuff that this thing will pay for itself. Alright guys, take care. Look for my next video on Ethereum. Until then, I wish you guys the best. Be patient, watch the price action, wait for it to happen. Don't jump in blindly. Don't let FOMO get you. There'll always be another trade, if not Bitcoin, another coin. So just be patient and get your mindset straight, and don't chase. All right, guys, take care.